Okay, so I just saw a video. This dude drove up to a cop at a motel and met the cop. Right, he called the cop on his cell phone, and then they met at the hotel. And then the dude was like, "Turn off your body cam. Turn off your body camera." Like he's like, "No, I want to turn off my body camera for like." Tell me what this is about or something. He flashed some badges and said he was the FBI and he wanted to he was investigating something. Then he wanted to talk to him, but he had to turn off his body camera, right? So the dude called his supervisor. They ran his checks and everything. They had him detained for a little while, but then they had to like let him go. His stuff wasn't coming up, any information, and he showed up on a terrorist watch list, right? So the dude was like on the terrorist watch list. Um, but then they said, "Oh, he's legit," and they let him go. Now, I'm not trying to make any correlation there. I'm just uh, that was an intrusive. See what happened there with because the cop is paid for by tax dollars, and if you believe in transparency, right? That FBI dude should not have been able to tell those cops to turn off the body camera when he was telling them to turn around. Like he said, "Turn your ass around." It's, I wonder if they put this shit in public domain on purpose. That's how much I think about the long con, right? But then again, like how many people seen the video? There's not that many people, right? So probably not. But I would say something that is in common that black people have in common with the police is that we both get fucked with by the DOJ, Homeland Security, like uh, COINTELPRO. The only difference is that the way that COINTELPRO fucks with the police is more upfront, like because they can call a security and someone else, and they'll back check, and then open up channels where somebody who was on the terrorist watch list is not on the terrorist watch list, but he didn't give a about transparency before, and he's just telling the dude, turn your ass around. Like he didn't want to clear up anything. Like you want to talk to me like already you're degrading me. You're degrading my like I'm taking precedence to get uh, mishandled or shot or something. And so like the way that they fuck with black people is outsourced to all of the other consumer monitoring based organizations that where you could say every conspiracy that you ever thought was right to a tiny degree it's outsourced because um, the energy to keep the universe going is already ran out. Like I would say the matrix, like not the matrix, it's the matrix is there to keep it going. So like what was it they needed people to be a consumer. So you know how we have these like we're in an illusion. The people are real. The experiences are real, but we're living in an illusion. It's the trap of the flesh, right? The flesh trap. The um, you're locked in the body, right? So like we need like do you notice if you separate a hydrogen molecule, you get chaos. The best thing that does that is smoke flavor. So like the infumbe and the logismoe is smoke. The word infumbe it sounds like fumar, fume. It's African, but the traces of Hispaniola like, goes back all and through like there were interweavings. There's thousands of languages in Africa. So anyways, um, and Fumbe. You know what I mean? Like, what does that sound like? What does logismoi sound like? Low vibration, low vibrations, smoke, smoke flavor, actually, night, amino nitrates. And since we're consumer people, right? A bad invention made to be a consumer. The uh, corporate hegemonic oligarchy knows where all they keep track of large amounts of that amino nitrates because that shit is bomb. That's bomb. Like you use it, it's the flavor of bacon, you know. And Minister Farrakhan said that bacon was going to be a problem or an issue for Black conscious communities to continue uh, on the directives of a conscious movement because it's flavored smoke. You can't outrun flavored smoke. You get bacon foot, and large amounts of it like have been placed in places, hiding it or for different purposes to mess with the currency of uh, uh, Beirut, to mess with the currency in what's the country that Beirut, Lebanon. They let it blew up. You know what I'm saying, and fuck their currency up. See, the DOJ sits over everybody. The DOJ is at the top, right? That's the tool of the corporate hegemon. They're the ones that said that we'll cover up all of this, like a blackout on all your information. Don't give them shit. Don't tell them shit. Tell them to turn their ass around. You know what I mean? Fucking with the police, black people. You need to see that, like, like that's threatening white power, dude. And we're fucked if white power in America is ever replaced by a Confucius society like the Chinese or the Indians. We're goners. They ain't gonna be. We thing is we raise their children. So don't give up your progress that we've already made. You know, Uncle Ben was once more recognized face in certain countries than the head of state in certain countries. And Oliver Stone is not an idiot, including his face in the Full Metal Jacket movie. So there's definitely some shit going on, but it's some shit that you kind of don't do anything about it when you actually physically try to do anything. You just make it worse. And if you go within, like you master doing nothing, and it takes a discipline. Like even drinking water takes discipline because drinking water is leaves much to be desired. You know what I'm saying? Water already does everything, you know, and you drink it, like it's like, oh, God, man, I wish I had something else. Like, but that's what you need. So it's like a discipline to do what your body needs, right? Um, so we're getting fucked with by COINTELPRO, outsourced through like Palantir, you know, DARPA, IARPA, and shit. They're having fucking close encounters of the third kind because they're trying to ensue the albatross. They craft or model their technology after ethereal, context-based, sublime in mythology, like type of shit. It doesn't actually work. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's they can make that out of like Chrysler and Buick parts. You know this kind of plagiarism a little bit. I don't want to give up who he is. Gonna be like, oh yeah, go ahead and think it's David Icke, whatever. We're all that shit. Um, and it shit doesn't fly like it's spacecraft. Like they modeled it after the ethereal kind of spacecrafts left behind by what they know as extraterrestrials, which is actually Kundalini. It's Kundalini. It's human Kundalini from people who actually lived. And they try to get technology to use um, they wanted to know if spirit science could be harnessed and used. You know, like with the orphan powered time machines and shit. But like, I don't know exactly what it is that they do, but we do know that they have some kinds of crafts that are modeled after ethereal space ships that that are made out of physical parts, like from like cars and shit. Like not from cars, but you know, physical parts like that. Like the best of that we make, right? And this shit don't fly, but it can do a little bit of like hovering and shit. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I can believe that without seeing it, because I can also see how scripture has to play out. Like, given something that goes on with the straight borders in the Middle East, because it's like they stay straight because the whole world is watching. All of their wars and all their battles are fought with GoPro cameras, helmet, drones with cameras, all videos that you want to see. They filmed everything because people are watching. That place, right, pulls in more countries, the possibility to keep more shit going. So naturally, you're gonna need to watch it more so than you would watch wars in Tigray and Ethiopia, where you're not gonna see there's nobody's gonna do a helmet camera or anything, you know. And it's like those are more controlled. Like shit breaks out just as bad in Africa as anywhere else. Fucking like World War II, like Eritrea versus Ethiopia was like World War II on a small scale, but it was contained and it didn't drag other countries in. So they're not going to bring cameras in there, right? You're not going to see any of that. But you know, it's the same thing. It's one dispute from another dispute. They're both disputes. They're both disputes, right? But we need to watch the one in the Middle East because that's the one that's going to drag. That, and you already know that Damascus will be surrounded probably during the transition of power from Biden to the Jezebel. They talk about this shit already. You can't even. It's like it's like the quickening or some shit, like a cinch. Just like it's gonna play out that way because people role play. You know, they role play and they have made a mockery out of that which is sacred. Basically, I can't explain it anymore. That you know, I'm not gonna go all into it or anything. You know, it's like if you bring up eschatology, you might as well call it Gregory, because they already know. I mean, saying it's like that they don't know, but it's for them. It's just a ploy. Like it's just a ploy. You like eschatology is a real thing, you know. But for them, it's a ploy, and nothing matters, and it's all the same. So fucking just call it Gregory. Like I'm not racist. I'm not saying that it's some white guy named Gregory's fault. I'm just saying Gregory is a name that sounds like another like type of transgression. So and it's fun and it's worded funny. So you're out. Like you get out. You know what I mean? Like they'll sit there and be tired of you and shit like that, and have to laugh and hate your guts, and it don't matter, and it shit don't matter. Still watch your back anyways. You know, in the ways like of the you know, because they're doing tronic, or like it's a technological shamanism with mirror magic, enhanced mirror magic. Um, it didn't. They got to find out a way to get us to look at a smaller screen, to focus at a smaller screen, because the experience of life, right, and facsimilation starts to leak out. Like the best way to experience something firsthand, live it. Secondhand, read about it, which is a facsimilation. Third, then watching the movie is a facsimilation, which is on a screen, right? And they can only really see their like true goals or intentions like met when uh, when everything that everybody knows is wrong, right? And so there's still like it's still a problem because there's still a holdout to that sort of co-signing and everybody getting down with the bullshit. So thinking we are looking at a small screen right now, you know, and they're working out how to separate us from the scripture, right? How to separate us from the word, right? And get us looking at a smaller screen. Then they like trolls that work in a factory, right? So like you look at how they set up the schools, right? All the it's psychological. They're just fucking with you psychologically, putting all those cubicles, plastic cubicles, and the kids got to come in and spray bleach in the morning. They're not studying anything anymore. Teachers are lazy. Fucking, they go along with this shit, and psychologically, it's letting you feel like you already work in a textile, like in a fabric uh, warehouse. You already, you know what I'm saying? That's why they keep the emergency measures and reinstate the emergency state powers. Right, that's why they do it. So, you know, and they come at you overarching legislation and even trying to change the meaning of words and shit because it doesn't work for them. Like some it doesn't work for them. They have to come at the actual because they want to they're deceivers and like when the deception is up, the only thing they could do is change the definition of words and then rationalize into oblivion, like try to rationalize into oblivion. I don't really know why we've been entertained. Like, this is so. Hmm. It's like the quickening happens because it's what you pay attention to, right? It starts to become you. No, I'm not going to become like the evil part of what I see and everything. It's impossible because evil is actually just ignorance. And to be more precise, it is pre, uh, a, a precursor to like it's just like a precursor. I'm not saying it's necessity. I'm saying it's like that which came before, just like primeval. So like I actually knew that before a while. Like I've heard that a while, and then somebody else said it, but then I realized how infrequently it is that anybody brings that up, and it might be about 100 years or some shit before somebody else ever says that. You know.